These contents were developed under the Diverse IT project Partnerships for Impact, Parcerias para o Impacto Portugal Inovação Social, implemented by the Aga Khan Foundation Portugal in partnership with local health authorities in Portugal, and co-written by health professionals and groundstigators, people from diverse origins whose knowledge is leveraged for community research in the field. Our body is designed to grow and behave differently at each stage of life and circumstances. As we grow, our body's dietary needs will change. These changes will continue throughout each stage of life. In this video, we will talk about nutrition during pregnancy and formula feeding and food during early years. The baby's introduction to other foods should be at 4 months of age in case you are formula feeding or giving mixed milk, that is some breast milk and some formula milk. And in case you are breastfeeding, the baby is ready to start eating solid foods around 6 months of age. When a baby reaches the age for solid foods, once per day one of the following can substitute breastfeeding or formula feeding: fruit, soup or finely mashed vegetables, meat or fish, and porridge. Keep in mind, regardless of when new foods are introduced, you should introduce a new food every 3 days to avoid allergies. Make sure to adapt the texture of the food to the baby's development stage. At the age of 9 months, swap from purees to small chunks to promote learning to chew. Children should eat vegetables and pulses. The first soup or mashed vegetables puree may be made of potatoes, carrots, or pumpkin without salt and spices. Once every 3 days, new vegetables, pulses, and cereals can be gradually introduced one by one. Fruit can be given to the baby raw, grated, or chopped. Initially, it should be 1 piece of fruit per day. Start with a banana, apple, or pear, cooked or baked unpeeled. Gradually, other fruits can be introduced, always choosing one type of fruit at a time. Fruit does not substitute a meal. It can be a dessert to follow the baby's main meal or at the beginning of their meal. Avoid juice or mixed fruit puree. If you follow a non-vegetarian diet, you can give your baby meat or fish. Initially, you can introduce it in baby's soup or vegetable puree without salt. Meat should be cooked with no skin nor fat and must be minced. Avoid salt. Start with 10 grams to progressively increase to 30 grams per day. Meat should be eaten about 4 times per week and fish 3 times a week. Eggs should be introduced progressively, starting with half a boiled yolk during the first week, then moving on to a whole boiled yolk in the second week, and finally a full egg in the third week. At the age of 9 months, consistency of soups and cooked food should increase, as well as progressively introducing more solid foods. Meat or fish can now be complemented by a portion of pasta or boiled white rice. Always with vegetables on the side, which should be mashed with a fork and without any salt. As an alternative to morning or afternoon snack time with milk or porridge, they can now try a natural yogurt with no aroma and no cream with fresh fruit or a crushed biscuit with no fillings. By 12 months of age, infants should drink mainly from a cup or training cup rather than a bottle. They are now ready to start with the same nutrition regime as their family. A balanced transition to solid foods determines the baby's future, as lifelong eating habits are established during the first 2 years of life. It is difficult to change behaviors, and it is only natural that the baby tends to want to eat sweets, fatty, and salty foods. Therefore, it is up to adult carers to avoid this, as they are responsible for the child's nutrition and keeping them healthy. Obesity in the early years can be prevented and treated through healthy habits and healthy eating, sleeping, and physical exercise routines, which should be maintained by both the child and the family. Teeth are very important and must be protected and taken care of. From the first teeth until your baby is 3 years old, you should use gauze swabs or a soft baby toothbrush with a tiny smear of fluoride toothpaste. From 3 to 6 years of age, you should supervise child's brushing teeth to make sure they get the right amount of toothpaste, they are not eating it, and they are brushing teeth more thoroughly in small circles. From 6 years of age onwards, the child should be brushing their own teeth using the same toothpaste as adults in the household are using. Use the 2 times technique, 2 times a day, 2 minutes of brushing, 2 hours without eating after brushing. Also, don't forget, don't put sugar in the pacifier. Change the brush every 3 months. Use toothpaste with the fluoride age appropriate. Ask the school or family doctor for the check dentista to get free consultation with the dentist for the child. Discover more about food in the early years, baby-led weaning, and keeping a healthy nutrition. Click here.